All right, guys, 5 marketing moves to dominate late. All right, guys, here's the deal. We're we're less than 24 hours away from August, believe it or not, right? And so you're in, a handful of different places at this point where your pipeline's full and we're just waiting for those people to get off the fence. And I do think that's coming. I really, really do believe that. Um, or you're like, hey, my pipeline isn't where it should be, or you're saying, hey, I'm crushing it, right? Like those are really all we could have. We either have a full pipeline that's ready to burst, we either don't have a pipeline and we need to fill it, or business is robust. And so we're going to talk about these different strategies to help move the needle in the right direction so that we can finish this year strong. And so let's start this off with removing your limiting beliefs. And when we're looking at this thing, we think about the six personal perspectives, right? And to be able to level up, we need to be able to remove these mental roadblocks. And if you're a newer agent, you might have this thing called imposter syndrome, right? To where, yeah, you did go through real estate school and that was a huge win, and congratulations getting past that thing. And now you're out into the real world and you're like, man, like it feels weird. And it very well could. And when we look at this, there's all kinds of different limiting beliefs, right? It could say, you know what, I actually don't have time to get to training. And that's not you guys that are on this call. Now, the people that are going to watch the recordings are the ones that thought they would be able to make it. Like that probably is their limiting belief. I don't have time for training. Life's just so busy. I can't make it to it. It might be that you can't succeed in this market. And that's just simply not true either, right? What we do know is this: if we were to look at any of these downward market cycles, and for the most part, we're in one, is that the agents that stuck with it and did the lead generation and just kept having the conversations and building the relationships, those are the agents that came out dominant. And those are the agents that are dominating it right now. Like all of those downturns that we have seen have truly produced some of the top agents in our industry. And what we do know is this: lead generation. And I'm going to say this bullet point, and some of you are going to have this gut check reaction, and I get it. But what we do know is 3 hours of lead generation a day. And if you were to really focus on that, your business would explode. And some of you are like, Charles, there's no world. I get that I'm a 40-hour a week person in my own business, but there's no world where I'm going to do 15 hours a day of true lead generation. And this is the thing. That's your decision. You get to scale this up, you get to scale this down as much as you want. We just understand that if we were to put that kind of focus and intensity in lead generation, man, your business would explode. So here's the thing, right? If we put time into training right now, we're going to see long-term results. And when this market shifts and we've put in the effort that we need to put in today, oh my goodness, I'm telling you guys right now, it's going to be exciting. And when we're looking at this, high achievers, what they're doing is they're really removing the limiting beliefs that are holding them back. They're looking back and they're saying, is this real or is this in my head? And can it really hurt me? And I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna let you in on a secret, right? It can't. None of the things that you're thinking about can hurt you, right? Even if you're like, I don't want to reach out to my database because what if they think X? Okay, what if they do think X? Like, what's the worst case scenario? What's the worst case scenario if we reach out to our database, the people that already know us, like us, and trust us, and they say, you know what, I'm actually not looking to buy a house today. No broken bones. I promise you, no black eyes. Like you're not going to be missing appendages, right? Like we can go through, we will be a-okay, right? And we replace those limiting beliefs just with actions. And those actions are going to yield results. And I promise you guys got into this thing to make money. You're not a nonprofit. You're not the March of Dimes. This is a for-profit company that you are running. Money is good for the good that money can do. And just think about all the things that you can do with that money. And so we're going to talk about some stuff today. And again, I think that you don't need to be calling people and reaching out to people and be marketing in a way that says, hey, who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest that I can help today? But let's talk about some stuff. Firstly, let's stay consistent. All right. So the more leads, the more conversations. And the more conversations that we're having, that's not just content, is going to build a massive, massive pipeline. And so here's the deal. I think a lot of times we go in and we're on social media, and social media is a huge win, right? Social media is dominating. It gets a lot of eyes on us, and it's way easier, right? When I think about social media is one to many. Now, I talk to social media one to one because guess what? We're not having social media parties. Like, think about yourself. Like, who have you ever reached out to and was like, hey, I'm going to get on Instagram today. You want to come over and look over my shoulder as I'm just scrolling? No one does that. It's one to one still. So even though you're curating a message that's going to go out to many people, still aim it at a one to one level. And one of the things that we should be looking at is how can we slide into people's DMs professionally? All right, guys, like here's the deal. You have people that like you. And if you're one of those people that's like, oh God, Charles, like I don't want to pick up my phone and call somebody or text them and talk real estate. Okay, don't. Now they're posting stuff on social media. It could be their food, it could be their restaurant that they went to. It was they went to Top Golf. They did insert whatever here. Slide into their DMs and start a conversation over it. They put it out there, guys. Social media, when we're putting stuff on here, this is someone's diary. This is their diary that they are pushing out to the world saying, hey, I care about this and I want you to see it. This is your opportunity. Don't just throw a heart and keep moving. I want you to actually go and be purposeful and get into conversations with people on their social media posts. Slide into their DMs. It's kind of funny. I was looking for, a visual with this. And I promise you, I do have one. But the visuals that I looked up Urban Dictionary, slide into the DMs. And if you guys have some free time, just Google that and you'll see some interesting stuff. But guys, respond to their stories, right? Again, their stories are something that's going to evaporate after 24 hours. And so they actually put it out there because they say, you know what, this was worth sharing to the world, but not worth me actually putting together a full post for it to live on my wall for forever. Guys, start a comment and it goes right into their DMs. And be thoughtful, right? Like go through and just be thinking about this kind of stuff. Like, what can we do to start a conversation? Guys, this is how I built my business when I started in real estate. Now, it wasn't on Instagram, it was on Facebook. I did $7 million in volume my first full year in real estate. And it was really from this strategy. I just slid into people's DMs and started conversations with people I already knew. Now, when we're looking at this, it wasn't 2025 when I was doing this. So the price point wasn't where it was today. So it was decent units at the same time. And guys, just check in on people, right? We see birthdays, we see anniversaries, we see holidays. I know it says clients here, but these are your people. Assume that everyone in your ecosystem is going to be your client, and they are, right? If we're pouring into people and we're showing them that we care and we're building genuine relationships with them, they're going to use you. The only thing that we have to do is take massive mind share and put the consistency into reaching out and building that relationship. And I promise you guys, it will pay off. So we're going to double down on it, right? We're going to engage more than we post. And for some of you, that might be easy, right? You're like, well, I don't post a lot. So cool. Let's go in. Let's have some conversations. Let's cheer people on. Hey, that looked like a super awesome trip. What was your favorite part? Right? We're going through, hey, that barbecue, I saw that looked great. What was that restaurant that you went to? Right? Keep tabs on your people, their life events. When we start talking about forward, family, occupation, recreation, dreams, like this is what people want. This is what people talk about. They put it out there. They thought it was important enough to share on social media. Like we gave millennials so much grief, right? Living in their parents' basement and they eat a lot of avocado toast. And what were they doing with that avocado toast? How did we know that they were eating it? They were putting it on social media, right? And here's the deal, start a conversation around it, right? Like, hey, that avocado toast looked delicious. Now that might be a little weird. I probably would find something else, but here's the deal. They thought it was important enough to share to the world, start a conversation with them, right? Build relationships through consistent, authentic interactions, right? Social media is reciprocal. And so when you're going out and you're being purposeful, and here's the deal, the algorithm's going to reward it. So as you're posting real estate related stuff, family related stuff, you have another business related stuff on social media, and you're sliding to people's DMs and you're having a conversation, that tells Mark Zuckerberg that you and that other person actually care about one another, and it'll start pushing content back and forth more fluidly. So with you taking a strategy where you're being more proactive of having conversations with people, not real estate related, because I get it. You don't want to be a salesperson. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Then let's talk about their family, their businesses, their trips, their food experiences, and it will naturally go to real estate. So I think about this. I think about Dale Carnegie, right? And how to win friends and influence people. Guys, here's a book that I definitely recommend. And so when we look at this thing, firstly, we're going to go through, and these are just the rules, and we can apply this into, sliding into DMs. All right. So we're going through here. And the first one is, people want to know that you remember their name. Now, I don't think you should say like, you know, hey, so and so, but you could kick it off. Like after a while, it's just going to be going back and forth to where this is what you do, but start it off. Hey, John, I saw that you went on this trip. That looked awesome. What was your favorite part? And guess what? It's all on social media, and we're getting into their DMs. We're going to see what they're doing. All right. We're going to see that they've been posting about their trips, and we saw their stories and everything. And like, hey, it looks like you've been super busy this summer. I saw that you went and did this. After you did this, what was your favorite experience? Guys, you know what? We can go through and we don't need to go be creepy about it, right? Like go through and really be genuine and have fun with the conversation. If we're giving before we're getting, right? Like we're going through, we're saying, hey, we saw you, this looked like a fun trip. Hey, that looked fun. Hey, your kids are growing up. Insert whatever this looks like. They're going to go through and they're going to check in on what you're doing as well. And again, it's going to reward you. The algorithm is going to be in your favor if you do this. And again, I get it, guys. You don't want to be used car salesman. Maybe imposter syndrome. You don't want to go. Who do you know is going to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? And guess what? Neither do I. I do know there's agents out there, and that absolutely wins for them. But yet, when we're going through and we're pouring into them and we're having these conversations, I promise you, real estate's naturally going to come up as long as you're doing the work on the back end. And we'll talk about some of those things. And do not ghost them. Posting and ghosting is not okay. If you start a conversation and they reply to you, or if someone comments on something that you post, you must respond. You have to respond. So then that tells me that if you don't have notifications on your social platforms, then you actually have to set reminders to go look in on it. It could be a morning activity at breakfast and at dinner and lunch if you want, right? But you have to be purposeful. If you're going to build a business on social media, and this is marketing, this is the cheapest form of marketing that you can possibly do, then we need to set reminders to actually go do the job, right? This isn't scrolling and looking at cat videos. This is being purposeful. When we're talking about getting leads, guys, one of the things that we should be doing is we should be very purposeful about going out and creating B-roll. One of your guys' jobs as real estate agents is to be the real estate expert, the real estate economist of choice, which means that you need to be out there living real estate. You guys are your own HGTV show, right? Document it. Again, millennials caught a lot of grief, but when we look at social media, it is dominated by people's personal experiences. And we can think like, hey, why did this have to be shared all day long? But guess what? It was important enough for them to share it. So when you guys are going through, create B-roll. You guys are looking at open houses. You guys are working open houses. You guys are going through and you're looking at new builds. Record it. If you're staging, you're doing paperwork, record it. If you're not staging, doing paperwork, fake it. And I'll show you I got a reel for you here in a minute. When we're looking at this thing, lifestyle, right? Like you're at a park, you're at a business, you're at the brokerage doing training, you're doing whatever, record it, put it out there. Hey guys, doing my business. Paperwork, right? Whatever that looks like, your hobbies. Guess what? You're a human. People want to do business with other humans. If you're out there walking the dog, walk the dog, put it out there. If you're at the park with the kids and you feel comfortable, put the kids out there, right? Maybe you don't feel comfortable with the kids, but you want to shoot a photo of just the park in general, put it out there, guys. Show that you are a real person, not just a used car salesman. And we're looking at this thing and it says make your content work twice, right? It says map your social posts to match your newsletters. Here's the deal, guys. I can tell you that if you were super purposeful about everything that you did, you would not think of social media just as social media and not just taking photos for the purpose of social media. You would go out and you would create so much content that you could send it in one-off text messages to people. Hey, I just saw this and I thought about you. You could put it on your social media channels. You could do a newsletter where you could fire off this information. You could put it on your websites. You could do a blog article. Like, think about all this stuff. So now you're just doubling down on the one activity. And think about any of these big influencers, right? I like to follow Gary Vaynerchuk. Or I like Cody Sanchez. She is awesome. So hopefully you wrote those two names down and you're going to Google them later. Gary Vee, or Cody Sanchez. And they are living in their own spaces, but they would be influencers in my mind. Like Cody goes out and she buys big businesses and she makes a lot of money. And Gary Vee is a marketer. And what both of them do is they're just taking photos and videos of their life. And then they are taking that stuff and they are putting it in more content. So that's how we need to be thinking. How can we go live our day, get photos of our day? It might not be work. It might not work today to post it, but a week from now, that photo that we took at that event might make sense to actually put out there. We got local events. We got our restaurants of the week. We got market updates. We got new listings. You have your personal story, guys. Here's the deal. Put it out there. What's the worst that will happen? Nobody likes it. I can guarantee you. Well, I can't guarantee you. There's bullies out there. But at the end of the day, if someone bullies you over, hey, that's a stupid photo, they're a bad person. It's not you, it's them. All right. So post, right? Post those same 5 items on social media, right? You can put them in your newsletter, right? It's less work. You've already done the work once. Now you're just putting it out in different places, right? Consistency is credibility. People are going to see you in the real estate space. I can tell you that one of the things that I used to do, every Tuesday, I would just be driving in my car and I'd record a video, guys, and it was not curated. Like my videos these days are a little bit more curated, but I would literally just record a video and it would just be me updating Colorado, maybe as a fun fact. And so I would Google fun facts. This was before ChatGPT. ChatGPT's made it way easier. And so maybe if I were to go and be like 2017 Charles with ChatGPT, I would ask ChatGPT, hey, I want to do a video series on fun facts about Colorado for my community. Give me a script that's 45 to 60 seconds in length around fun facts of Colorado. And guys, you don't care what the fun facts are. You just want to get in front of people. You just want to be entertaining and just do it. And so here's this video that I tripped over. 7 types of B-roll footage, right? So there's adjusting staging. Well, you can go in and just go to a model home and just do it. Here it's the same place. She's just typing on a computer, texting on her phone. Guys, she's in a model home doing all of this and just recording content. Have your kid, have your spouse, have another real estate agent, whomever this is. It does not matter. And you guys take turns. This is not weird. Here's the deal. We need to go through and let's just create. And if you guys are going and leveling up and raising your real estate IQ on what home prices are, what inventory is available, new builds, you do not need permission to go through and video in there. They welcome it. I've actually gone through and done lifestyle videos and I said, hey, can I bring my video crew? And I actually did pay a video crew. And they went out and we recorded video in a new build community. And it was pretty cool. But you guys can do this for free. And guys, this is all cell phone. This is vertical video. And just trade back and forth. Like find your real estate buddy. Real estate's more fun with friends. Maybe this is this could be your mom. Like it doesn't matter, guys. Don't get weird about it. And just go do this. And I promise you, I see this stuff popping up more and more and more. And just put it out there. ChatGPT, right? I've talked about ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT a lot. I think it's a great tool. And so when we're looking at this thing, there's all kinds of different practical ways. And honestly, guys, what I would challenge you all to do, and we need to be more invested in these learning language models, whether it's ChatGPT, it's Gronk, it's uh, Gemini, right? It doesn't matter what you use, just use it. I like ChatGPT. And so one of the things, and while I have this list for you, what I would say is just Google or ChatGPT. Like Google has its own AI, right? There's AI mode. Why wouldn't we just AI mode on Google's platform if you don't want to use ChatGPT? What are the 10 things that I should be using ChatGPT for as a brand new agent? And this is what I want to focus on: social media and open houses and my sphere of influence. And it will tell you and then say, awesome. If you were my consultant on doing this, how would I start with number one? And you just have a conversation with Skynet. All right, guys, like here's the deal. Like I can put this stuff up all day long. Find what you're comfortable with. I did trip over this today. This was kind of neat. I haven't played with it yet. So if you're gonna run with this and you're gonna screenshot it and do whatever, you're on your own. But I thought it was kind of cool. And so this was the concept of an MLS price cliff. There's one more thing I'll pop up, so don't screenshot it yet. And it was really going through and they were pulling MLS data. They were pulling the CSV file from MLS data and they were getting just the price point, the average days on market, any price decreases, and then they were running it through this prompt, right? So they pulled the CSV file, they gave it a little bit of information and said, all right, here's all my required fields. I want you to look at the days on market. This is the total number of days, the original listing price, the final sales price. And then it says, use your best effort reasoning to identify these fields, right? Like, don't ask me, ChatGPT, figure it out. Then it went through and it says, if you're unable to identify it, don't guess, right? And so then it says, figure out the rest of the stuff. Cool. So we're just putting the CSV file in. Then what it did was this. Here's the rest of the prompt. It says, what I want you to do is I want you to analyze the average sales price relative to its original price, changes as days on market increase. So it wanted it to watch, does the price decrease in the value of the home the more days it sits on the market? And then it wanted to have a clear inflection point. So then as you're giving the market updates, instead of just saying, hey guys, the average days on market is 32 in this area, and here's the price point, it's a, hey guys, here's your market update today. The average price point in this area is $600,000. And what we're seeing is there is a price cliff. And let me explain. The price cliff is when if your home sits for a certain amount of days on market in this neighborhood, then we see a 5% decrease in the average sales price versus the sales price that we originally started with. And that days on market is 22. So if your home sits on the market for 22 days, we typically see a price decrease of 5% to X. Guys, and think about how much more engaging that is. Like you are the real estate economist of choice. Now, I haven't tried this with the RMLS. We do have our MLS provider is the largest MLS provider in the world. And so you should be able to pull that information pretty simply. And so I would play with this. I think it's actually kind of fun and going through, and now you're actually providing data. So then what would it look like? So we're going in, we're getting onto our applet inside of command on your phone. You have the neighborhood, it has the homes, you screenshot it, you're doing a talking head video. That thing's behind you. You can even tell ChatGPT to give you an infographic if you wanted to. And then you just paste it on there and have a conversation, guys. Like, here's the deal. Start having fun with ChatGPT. Tons of things that you can do with it. or any other LLM, any other AI, you can pull this stuff and it can help you, and just use it. Have fun. When we think about ads that work, right? Like, here's the deal. We need to be creating FOMO, fear of missing out. Guys, what we understand is this. There are so many people that were on the fence, that are on the fence still, but they've actually gone through and they've talked to a lender. There's a lot of increase in purchase application data, right? Purchase mortgage application data, where people are going out and talking to lenders. And yet we're not seeing it correlate into sales yet, which tells me that we have this sales funnel of all these people that are just stacking up right here. They are stacking in there, going into the funnel, but they haven't come out yet. They have to come out. They absolutely they have to come out. And so what are we doing to take mind share? What are we doing to provide information, right? To where we want to have content that's engaging and that has information in it. So what does it look like? The 7 hottest homes under 750 in your city. This could be a static post, right? It could just be a photo, and then you have in the description all the properties. It could be a carousel where you just have a photo of the front of the property and people can swipe through it. Or it could be a short video, right? To where we're going through, guys. And what we just need to do is, it beats just listed, just sold, right? Nobody cares. Like, that could be a flex just for, I have no other content, I'm too busy, so here's my listing. But what would it look like to actually go through and put this information out there? And it's easy, right? Like, what would it look like to go through and say, you know, 7 homes under $300,000, or what does $500,000 get you in Aurora? And go through and do this, guys. This will generate traffic, and play with it. You can do $500,000 in this city, $500,000 in that city, $300,000, right? The cheapest HOA fees in Colorado. Think about that, guys. When we think about condos and how they should be an entry level, we're actually seeing people get priced out because of the HOA fees. And so what would it look like? Here's your luxury home tour, and you guys go out and do it. And so here you go again, right? Here's a guy and he is just doing this. What does X amount of dollars get you? Yes, he did a drone video, and we might not be doing a drone video for something like this. So just ignore this piece. But you guys can do this. You guys can take your cell phone and just hit B-roll. And all you're doing, guys, this, again, you're going into a new build. What does a brand new home for $600,000 get you in Westminster? And do the home tour, guys. You can do this. No one is going to yell at you for doing this. You do not need permission. You walk in, you let the new rep, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Would it be okay if I go in and record some video and put it out on social media and see if we can get you guys some buyers? Their answer is going to be rock and roll. Thank you. Also, can I get your email? And I'll let you know when there's price drops. Cool. There's more content, right? You're going through and you're doing this. This could be with friends again. This could be by yourself. You don't need to take a tripod. Take a tripod, record the video, and just do it. Do the B-roll. Maybe you just want to talk over the B-roll. Maybe you're like, Charles, I don't want to put my face, even though I look the way that I look and I sound the way that I sound, and my people still like me anyways, but I don't want to go on the camera. I'm camera shy. Okay, cool. Hit the B-roll and just do it and record some sound over it. Just have the conversation. They don't ever need to see you if you don't want them to see you. All right, guys. So we got this expectation versus reality, the relocation twist, right? So, okay, I'm talking about B-roll again, but let's be a little bit more specific. And I do have a bonus for you guys at the very end. So when we're looking at this thing, people have some preconceived notions. And this says what people expect when I say I live in this city and versus what I really mean. All right. Like, I can tell you before I moved to Colorado, and this was a while ago, all I pictured was like cowboys and snow. That's all I pictured Colorado was. Like I had no other notion. And, coming from the East Coast and, we didn't have mountains, but we had the beach. We had water, we had cold. We absolutely had cold. And so when we're going through, guys, like here's your example, what a busy downtown street stereotype looks like versus peaceful local neighborhood park or lifestyle shop, right? And when we go through, it's quick, it's relatable, and it's easy to film, right? Like you guys can actually go out. You could get some of this B-roll, like some of this B-roll, you could actually go into Canva. And so while I'm not saying go get the Colorado B-roll, but like go find crazy B-roll in in Canva that you're already getting from the software, download it, and then go out and record your other content and just say what people think it is versus what it really is. It's quick, it's relatable, guys, it's easy, right? It plays on curiosity as we're going through, and it's good for relocation and market awareness. You're positioning yourself as the real estate economist of choice. And what I would do with this content, I would also put it on YouTube. So start a YouTube channel and just do YouTube shorts. Here's the deal. I think a lot of times we think of YouTube, I have to do an hour-long video. But guys, guess what? They also have vertical video on YouTube called YouTube Shorts now. You can take your Facebook reel, your Instagram reel, and you can actually repurpose it on YouTube. Google, the number one search platform in the world, owns YouTube, which is the second largest search platform in the world. So why wouldn't we double down, guys? And again, this just goes to the point of we're already creating the content. How can we take this content and put it into multiple places? Use text overlays, guys, in the Edits app. There's an Edits app, and you can build this whole thing through there right now. Pretty simple to use. You could build it in Instagram's native platform as well. You could build it all in Canva. Guys, there's so many different ways. Pick the way that makes the most sense for you, the way you're comfortable with, and just experiment with it. Time block this. Say, I am going to give a month of me learning how to use Canva. I'm going to give a month for me to learn how to use the Edits app, EDITS. It's an Instagram app, right? And just play with it. And then what I would do is I would Google or ChatGPT relocation hashtags. I live in Colorado. I'm a Colorado real estate agent. What hashtags should I use for people to find me? And so when we're going through here, here's one right here. When I tell people I live in Nashville, this is what they think versus this is what I mean. Guys, think about this. This is what's interesting, right? Like, and you could go through and just go find a busy event and just go get the stuff that's happening, or you can go pull B-roll off of Canva again. And guys, this is just quick, painless stuff. And someone's going to click on it because it's overlaid on there. So they're going to be like, all right, I wonder what this is. And this kind of stuff gets big attention. And here you go. Like when I'm looking at this is what I'm talking about. This person probably recorded that original content, not knowing what they were going to use it for. I think that's a lot of times where we get into our head is we're like, oh my God, I'm not going to record that because I have nothing to do with it right now. Well, okay, you don't. I hear that. But what could you use it for later? Then they were going through and they were like, oh, this is a pretty drive. Maybe I should record it. And guess what? They probably could have used it twice now. They could have said, hey, that could have been a video on follow me to my next listing. Follow me to this home that I was about to show. And then they cut it down and they said, this is what I really mean. And so now they're getting more mileage out of the same content. They weren't getting stuck on this is how I have to force this content in. They're saying, okay, cool. I have all this stuff on my phone. Guys, record everything. Be a millennial before they were getting made fun of for avocado toast. You don't know when the content is going to be useful later. So, guys, as we're looking at this thing and we're just thinking about like how we should move forward. Firstly, let's remove limiting beliefs, right? Like your mindset. How can we fix this? Stay consistent, right? Your content library. Be building it, be building it, be building it. And guess what? You can say, hey, ChatGPT, this is everything I did this week. what kind of content should I make? And I'm going to tell you that the content you should make is, hey, check out the life of a real estate agent this week and just throw it all out there. Like that's probably your easiest post you can do. Hey guys, follow me for what I did today. Hey guys, follow me for what I did this weekend. Hey, so thankful for my week. This is what I did as a real estate agent, right? Just put it out there. Slide into people's DMs, right? This creates engagement. And guess what? Then they're going to go back and they're going to look to see what you did, right? You went through and you loved on them and you championed what they did. They're going to go look back and see what you're doing. And it's going to be real estate related stuff and family. And they're, oh, how's the real estate market, guys? And guess what? That's the one I'm telling you. That's how I lived my first full year in real estate. Like that's how I did this. Leverage ChatGPT, guys. Put it into Skynet. Skynet is ever evolving. And before it takes over the world, let's get some use out of it, right? So before we have an issue and the Terminator has to come back and we have to go through all that stuff, like let's have some fun with it and let's make some money from it before it starts hunting humans. And then run clickable ads, right? Like we're going through and let's find some stuff. So your bonus, I told you I have a bonus for you at the end, and it's steal. All right. We're going to send it through our R&D department. We're going to rip it off and we're going to duplicate. Now, here's the deal. We're going to look for the viral stuff. Like, what can I go through and create? And here's the deal. Don't look in our own backyard. Like, if someone is doing this in Denver, let's not go and take that content. But let's go through and let's figure out what is going viral. And I'll show you guys how to find some of this stuff here in a second. Then let's take it and let's run the play. So what we should be doing, guys, is find 1 to 2 of these things that we really resonated with today. And obviously remove limiting beliefs should be at the top of everyone's list. And then let's go find the tactical one and run that as well. And put it into implementation, guys. We talk about having some of the smartest bookshelves in the industry at KW. We come through and we try to deliver just content. And hopefully people are taking notes and they're saying, I resonate with that. And here's the deal. If we don't do anything with it, what was the point of showing up today? Right? Unless you were hoping I was going to give you the silver bullet and I can just, let me just save you time from now on. I don't have a silver bullet. So if you're just waiting one day for me to say, like, here's the thing, go do this, and I promise you $1 million outside of, calling and setting appointments, like I could tell you, set 3 appointments a day and sign one. I can guarantee you're going to make over $1 million that way, but that gets a lot harder, right? Schedule time. Think about when you want to go do this, guys. Like, find your real estate buddy. Find your real estate buddy and say, hey, you want to go look at some houses with me this weekend? Real estate is more fun with friends. You get to have conversation. You get to build a relationship. It doesn't feel as weird, right? We're very tribal people. So find your tribe. Go do this stuff. I can tell you when I first got into this thing, I found this agent and we did a lot of stuff together. We started our own script practice and we started this like royal rumble of script practice where we got other agents to join us at the brokerage before coffee talk every Monday. And we script practice and just did objection handlers and battled each other. We didn't wait for the brokerage to put this together. We did this. We went together and we started doing open houses together. We just did as many open houses together as we possibly could. And then you have conversations and you just level up. We went through and we started going and just touring open houses and taking content and doing all kinds of stuff. And guys, like, this is the key, right? We're tribal. We're tribal people. This is the benefit of a brick and mortar brokerage, is that we're digitally based, physically enhanced. And so you get the tools and you get the systems. And we also have the people that you get to have face-to-face conversations with, where it's not weird, to where you're just reaching out into the ether, hoping that you resonate with somebody. And guys, start small, just be consistent with it, right? But you have to start now. Like, find something. Tomorrow is August. Tomorrow is August. And if you're feeling down on how this year has started, like, now is your opportunity to fix it. And again, guys, I promise you, the pipeline's about to burst open. This funnel has just been taking people who have been getting pre-approved, and they're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And I believe it has something to do with the summer months and the kids are going back to school here. and it's going to open up. I promise you guys. So this is more about marketing. It's about better marketing, creating conversations, getting clients, and go to closings. Guys, this is all we need to focus on.